Hi everyone, welcome back to Eye of the Star Wars Story, and today we're talking about why I love the Clone Wars. This has been a video series I feel like I've started about why I love different Star Wars shows. Let me know, do you guys like these? And if so, I will keep doing them. But let's go and jump right into it. First off, the main reason why I love it is because it's Ahsoka's journey, and it's super good, and it's so much fun getting to see her grow in the Force, grow in the training, grow in her friendships, like the friendships that she has with Rex and Anakin and Padme. Just to name a few, I love seeing those friendships grow. We see that with, Rex during Order 66. She figured out a way to get his inhibitor chip out because she cares so much about him. And with Rebels, we see that, with Rebels, she said that she's sent so many transmissions to him because even after they split up, she still wanted to hang on to that friendship. She still wanted to keep in contact. She said that, they were unanswered, and we found out that later Wolf just didn't tell Rex about them. But, we see that, she tried to stay in contact with him. And we see that whenever they finally do reunite, we see that, meaningful hug that they have. It's so good. And then, with Padme, she risked it all with Padme, Ahsoka risked it all going to Padme's funeral and getting caught just to say goodbye. And we see that whenever Bail is well, why did you come? She's because she was my friend. That was her only answer, because that friendship meant so much to her and she wanted to say her goodbyes. And then with Anakin, she kept searching for him. And she didn't know that she was Darth Vader until we see in Rebels. And we see that she doesn't want to believe it. And then it comes to terms that she does end up believing it after she meets him on Malachor. But before that, she just doesn't want to believe it because that was her friend, that was her mentor, that was her master. So she doesn't want to believe that up until Malachor, where she sees and actually sees that it's Anakin. And then another reason why I love the Clone Wars, this is just so good. The storylines that we have are good. The different arcs that we have are just so good. Just in general, it's so good. And, I also love in the Clone Wars seeing Anakin and Obi-Wan's friendship. How, strong that is. We see that in those episodes whenever, Obi-Wan fakes his death. I don't remember which ones they are or what season they are, but we see that in those episodes how much that hurts Anakin, because Anakin's not allowed to know the plan. We know that because we needed his reaction to be genuine. They didn't want him to mess it up or anything, so he wasn't allowed to know. We see that later on he finds out, but before he knew about that being Obi-Wan, we see that we see that whenever he thought that the person that killed Obi-Wan, we see that he wanted to make sure that person was taken care of. We see that brought in and arrested. We see that that's what Anakin wanted so badly because he thought that person had killed Obi-Wan. We know that he didn't, but we see how much that meant to him and how much that hurt Anakin watching that fake funeral that Obi-Wan had, which I love that scene where Obi-Wan's sitting in that room and he's so how was my funeral? Whenever I believe it's Yoda and Mace Windu walk in. And so he's so, how was my funeral? I love that scene so much. It's so funny and it's so enjoyable. And it's so good. And I just, the Clone Wars are just so good. My favorite season has to be season 4. Just overall because we get the Umbara arc. As much as I hate, as much as I don't like, Corel, sorry, I was trying to think of the name. I love the Umbara arc. It's so good. And it's so interesting. I love seeing how, Rex goes on to realize that not all the orders that he's given are right. That he shouldn't probably just be following them blindly. I love seeing that Fives is going to do anything it takes to keep, his brother safe and to keep him from losing more brothers. And I love the whole storyline of the Umbara arc. I did not like Corel, and I was happy whenever he, died. I know they were going to take him into the council for him to be, arrested and done whatever the council wanted to do with, but, oh my word, what is that one clone's name? I never remember his, so forgive me, I'm terrible with names. I know I say that in probably every video, but I really am, so I'm super sorry. But, I love the fact that he just kind of got rid of him. I'm okay, fine by me. I don't care. Just simply because I don't like Corel. But I do like the Umbara arc. It's so good. And I know I've talked about this before in the video I made about Umbara. I love how whenever they're asking Fives how they're gonna blow up that separatist ship, how he's well, we're gonna do something that General Anakin taught me about, or that he taught me about. Crud, what was I gonna say? Oh my word. Whoa, my word. That he told me about that. Oh my word. I don't know why I'm doing this right now. I'm so sorry. Shoot, I just completely blanked. Crud, what is it? That he blew up over Naboo. I don't know why I just blanked there for a second. I'm so sorry, you guys. But I liked the fact, like, that they were like, well, we're gonna do this. General Skywalker told me about something that he had done before he joined the Order, how he blew up the ship over Naboo. I'm like, oh my word, that's so awesome. Like, I love that. And it's so good, and I really enjoyed that. But my overall favorite arc is the Fives arc, that we have with Season 6. I love it because, first off, we see that Fives found out about the inhibitor chips after Tep's malfunction and killed that Jedi, who's also the sister of another Jedi. I don't remember their names. We see that he goes to Kamino with them. He stays with Tep. He figures out why. He figures out why Tep's malfunctioned. They take it out. And then he, like, goes on to try to tell everyone, but nobody listens. I'm like, if you all, like, every single time I see that scene, I'm like, I wish you all would just listen. We would not have lost anyone. The Jedi would probably still be here, but no. And I know that so many people, blame Nala Se for Five's death, or not Nala Se. I know so many people blame Fox for Five's death, but I blame Nala Se. She was the one that gave him the shot that caused him to do all that stuff. Therefore, it is on Nala Se. I know that Fox pulled the trigger, but I think it's on Nala Se. Let me know down in the comments, who do you think its fault is? Do you think it's Fox's fault, or do you think it's Nala Se? Because I think it's Nala Se, but let me know what you guys think. But I love, like, the fact that he tried to tell them. He tried to warn them. But they didn't listen. And then, like, at the end, after, like, right before Fives died, and I'm gonna point this out before I talk about that, is, I don't know if anyone else noticed in the Bad Batch, or this was just me, but at the end of season 3, whenever, Nala Se follows Rampart follows Nala Se into the laboratory, and she is, like, gonna destroy all the stuff. I don't know if I was the only person that knows this, but the way that Rampart was holding the blaster to Nala Se whenever he was trying to get all that information, would have been about where her heart was. And so, Fives got shot in the heart, and that's how he went out, and Nala Se got shot in the heart, and that's how she went out. And so I'm like, I guess what goes around comes around, because to me, you caused Fives' death, you're the reason he died, therefore, your death is going to be the exact same that he went out. Got shot in the heart, he got shot in the heart, Nala Se got shot in the heart. Now, that may have just been me, and I may just be overstepping here, but I just think that's kind of funny. The fact that, like, what goes around comes around. And so personally, I don't mean this in a bad way, but I was kind of honestly happy that she died, because I'm like, you kind of deserved it, but that's just me. But, like, it was, like, really sad seeing the way that, like, Rex held Fives right before he died, and the way that, like, he just, like, it was just, like, that was such a sad, that was just a sad moment. Like, it's such a good arc, because we see that Fives found out. If they had just listened to him, none of that would have happened, but they didn't, and we lost such a good person, such a good character, and so that was, like, really sad, but it's a really good arc, it's a really good story, it's fantastic, but it's also super sad, and it's like, if you guys had just listened to him, none of this would have happened. And then something else, that I found, like, really, like, whenever Ahsoka leaves the Jedi Order, as you guys know, I was the last one in my family to get into Star Wars, and I was actually talking about a friend with this. I was actually talking to a friend about this before. Like, how I knew that Ahsoka walks away before I got into Star Wars. I knew that she walked away just because of, like, talk from around our house. I knew that she walked away, but it didn't really ever hit me whenever we talk about it. Up until I became a Star Wars fan, I got into it, and then I watched that scene for myself, and it, like, was like, oh my word, no, don't walk away. Like, I knew that she walked away, and for so long, it really didn't hit me until I actually got into Star Wars, until I actually got into her character, and I started to understand her character more. And then I was like, no, don't walk away. Like, that was just like such a heartbreaking scene to me. And I was so sad about that. But yeah, that's why I love the Clone Wars. Everyone has a fantastic day. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, God bless. Bye, guys.